everybody, Kimberly here, and I'm excited to share with you what I think about the third expansion to Tapestry. This is Fantasies and Futures. So stay tuned, you'll see all the different components and find out what is my favorite part of this new expansion. Parallel universes influence our own in many ways. Folklore speaks of fae beings with apparently magical abilities visiting our world from another plane. Science fiction notes a metaphysical force seeping throughout our universe, and it describes traversing shortcuts through space-time via other dimensions. Charm is the lifeblood of humanity's fantasies, and, if all goes well, our future. So, that's just a little flavor text for really what the impetus or the kind of context for Fantasies and Futures is. But really, here's what this game provides. You get more civilization mats here. Now, yes, the base game gives 16, and I think 16 is a lot. For just 4 players, for me to try out all 16 games, right? And the dynamic of different civilization mats, endless. Well, then you got 10 in the next expansion, then you got 5 in the second expansion, and now you get 10 more. But these are, yes, you guessed it, fantasy and future theme, part of that parallel universe. So you're gonna get civilizations like werewolf, celestials, fae folk, Illuminati, elder ones, psionics, artificers, merfolk, genies, and weefolk. So if you were bored with these scads of other civilizations, then guess what? You've got more civilizations. And yes, I played with these, and I really liked them. I really liked them. I played with the Illuminati and thought they were just downright dynamite. I had so much fun, but you know I love me those dice, and the Illuminati gets to put the dice on their board, and if people roll the combat dice or they roll the science die, then you get the things that they roll. And if they don't take the dice, then you get 6 victory points for every die that's still on the mat. And you don't trigger it yourself. So if I play and I roll the science die, then I put it back on my mat. But once another player's taken it, I get the thing, and then it's kind of off the board until it comes back to income phase, in which I reset everything. Oh, so cool. I loved them, and I saw how cool the wee folk were, and it just, they're cool. They're totally worth it, even though you've got so many other civilizations to pick from in the base game and the first 2 expansions. It's nice to get new civilizations and to try new cool things. So just 10 more civilizations to pick from. Now, if you got the second expansion, Arts and Architecture, then you got these 6 advanced city mats. You're going to get 6 more in this one. And I really liked how they played too. So it's just nice to have even more advanced civilization mats, or city mats, than just the base that you get, the base 6. So you've got this 6 to pick from with the base game, and now you've got 12 more if you've got that second expansion. But these mats do some really cool things, and they are advanced. So if you're playing with first-time players, make sure they get one of the basic city mats, just so that it's easier to understand that, filling in the 3x3 to get your resource, and to make sure you get your rows and columns for those multipliers during your income phase. But these are really cool. And they're also super fantasy themed. So you've got unicorns in the savannah, will-o'-the-wisps in the quagmire. You've got ley lines in this polar region, and I saw that work super well in my game. Another one's the veil, and it gives you a different benefit for your resources when you do certain things, which is really cool. There are imps in the netherworld. And lastly, there's a city in a bottle that changes the entire size of your mat, and it's just crazy cool. The next thing I want to explain is a new card that you tuck underneath your city and you put at the end of your income mat, and it has 5 listed now. And normally you don't take your income when you're done after you've played your Tapestry card for phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. You simply just get all your victory points and stuff in income phase 5. Well, now this card allows you to place resources and houses and items on this card when told to by other things in this expansion. And it takes away that particular item from the location where it is, like if it's one of the 4 major structures for the income tracks. It allows you to gain that income, but it doesn't put it out on your city map just yet. And there are other things that could trigger. I was able to play another tapestry card, essentially a 4th one, on top of my 4 at the end because it was a phase 5 trigger. And it's just the coolest. So you want to place this at the end of your income mat and then tuck it under your city. And that's where you keep things. And then I'm going to move into the last 2 extra components you get in the Fantasies and Future, because it's going to be those tapestry cards and it's going to be the technology cards. The technology cards are pretty stinking cool. And I have to say that the very first requirement that I saw from moving or upgrading a technology from the circle space to the square space, which is the top of your board, has a really tight restriction of having already played a Fantasies and Futures tapestry card out on your player board. But there is an exception, and the exception is what keeps me from having a nitpicky critique about it, because it says you either have to have that or it's the 5th income phase, and then you're able to upgrade that particular card, which is cool because you might not draw the Fantasies and Futures card from the Tapestry deck and then want to play that one down, or it may not be part of your strategy. And so I like that there's a little bit of leeway, but these are super cool abilities and they're just cool. You've got mind control, teleportation, weather control, superhuman strength, object cloning, super speed, transmogrification, perfect memory, golem minions, pyrokinesis, remote viewing, and levitation. The cool thing about levitation is that you can get a space tile without having to explore and get all the way to the end of the explorer track so that you can get that space tile. And the space tiles are so cool. I mean, I've played so many games and I still have yet to get a space tile. So levitation would be one way for me to actually get a super cool space tile. So these cards are cool and they absolutely fit in with the theme and with the mechanics that are introduced as a whole. This expansion feels very, very cohesive and extremely thematic. So I like the upgraded tech cards. Again, I'm not sure, like I said in my original base review, like the name of it and the picture, meh. But the cool thing it does on the side, like I want to get the card for that particular bonus. Yes, for sure. So they give you really, really cool stuff and I like it. So you get essentially 12 of these tech cards that you get to add to your technology deck. And finally, I'm going to talk about the last component, the last super cool thing that you get in Fantasies and Futures, that 3rd expansion. And I saved it for last because it's my favorite. These are the tapestry cards. You get 38. Look at this. This is a fat stack. You get 38 of these cards. And the thing I like about these cards is that there are charm bonuses. Oh, the charm bonuses are so cool. They're the coolest because you get to have the thing on the left or the right or both of them if you place down a tapestry card on that particular side of it. So if there's a tapestry card and you play this down and the charm is on the left, you're going to get that thing. You're going to get a resource, or you're going to get a new tapestry card. You're going to be able to clear the stack. You can draw 2 tiles, basic tiles. You can draw a tech card. You can gain 5 victory points. Or do something else really cool. Roll the science die. I mean, take a house out and put it down. These things are so cool. The charms are amazing. And I have to say too, the tapestry effects are so interesting. They're so unique and I love it. And I think that this is probably my coolest, favoriteest thing from the new expansion. And so you want to play with all of it. So I've incorporated these cards into my Tapestry draw deck, but they are just dynamite. I love the abilities. I love what they're doing. It makes sense. There's so many great when played cards, this era cards, where you actually get like an ongoing benefit. Oh, they're so cool. And the coolest thing about it is the charm. The charm is going to activate the next time you play a tapestry. If there's a charm on the right side, you're going to get that charm. And if there's one on that card too, you're going to get both of them. And they match. And it's so cool. So it's another way to generate resources and progress and just continue that engine growth. Love, love, love. And again, 38 of them. That's going to allow you to shuffle them into the rest of your tapestry cards and give you a really high likelihood that you'll draw at least one on your turn so that you can play it and then play those other cards, your tech cards, that give you the advancement opportunity for you, because you have to have a Fantasies and Futures tapestry card to move your tech card up to that final upgrade space on the square, unless it's, of course, income phase 5. So just great stuff to like here. And again, really thematic. I'm gonna say there's even one cooler thing that I haven't mentioned yet. This is the rulebook. They made it smaller, so it's a lot easier to hold and to manage, and it's got everything. This is the rulebook that replaces the previous rulebook. And not only that, it's got everything that has your components for every different base game, Plans and Ploys, Expansion 1, Arts and Architecture, Expansion 2, Fantasies and Futures, Expansion 3. And it says setup. Here's what to do if you've got this expansion. Here's what to do if you've got that one. And it tells you to skip stuff if you don't have it. But then at the end, it's got your icon reference of every single icon you could have a question about. There's this icon reference, track reference at the end. It is just, I mean, everything. Technology cards, art cards. It has everything in it. It's so thoughtful. It is so well put together. And I think that it's just brilliant to make sure that now you've got all 3 expansions. I want my game to just be cohesive, and I want one rule book. I don't want to have this rule book and that rule book and this rule book. So it's just so smart. It's so clever, and I really, really like it. And you're probably wondering, hey, Kim, you haven't talked about Arts and Architecture. Hey, Kim, you haven't talked about Plots, Plans, and Ploys. Guess what? I've got them, and there's going to be a whole video dedicated to these two, and comparing them to this 3rd expansion and what my thoughts are about all 3 put together. And I hope to also bring you my solo experience playing Tapestry as well. Well, that's going to be it for me this time. Definitely check out this 3rd expansion, Fantasies and Futures. I really enjoyed it, and I think it definitely adds to the Tapestry experience and just makes it that much more replayable. Okay? Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. You know what to do. And I will catch you later. Bye, folks!